9 minutes early. Do we have batteries? Yes, we have batteries. March 31, 2001. Should I do something in the background while we wait to officially? I cannot see the lights distracts. I'm on this video recorded on YouTube live, so no, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I will definitely. Let's see. Hello, welcome. You're early. It's supposed to officially start by um in 8 minutes, but I love earliness. Earliness is appreciated in this house. So I just did my nails and I broke one today, by the way. So let's start. Oh, this is fine. She needs a nap. She has not napped all day. Can you hear me clearly? Let me know if you can hear me clearly. I just came on early to make sure that everything is on the up and up. God, this light is too harsh, right? I feel like it's too harsh. Let's see. What if I do not use the light at all? Light or no light? Okay, I see two more people. Um, let's try the light. I felt it was a bit too harsh. I think I like this better. Welcome. You're here early. We are. You think no light, right? Okay. Not you convincing me. In my natural color. We like it. I think I like it. It's not bad, yeah. All right, no light it is. So it's just me and you for now. Perfect. Okay. Thank you. What else do we need to adjust here? Should I bring this closer to me? Like so. I should bring light. You're saying light. But I like this is my natural color. The light made it too harsh, you know? As long as you can see me and hear me, most importantly, I think no lights. I feel like this is my natural color, me in my natural colors. Is it really bad? I don't know. Turn on the brightness on your phone. Some of people would no lights and close. I'm closer now. Some people go through their phones with their lights like very, very low. And I'm like, people don't have eye problems. Brighten it up, I'll be bright. In Jesus' name, let there be lights. So we have 6 minutes till the official time. Since we have two people here, thank you. Like I said, earliness is appreciated here in this house. We already know the topic that we're going to discuss in the description. I said a bit more there. And I like the fact that we have a man in the house. Please, your comments will be highly, 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 highly appreciated. Okay? I have my materials here. I'm ready, trust me. If you hear my daughter crying, please ignore it. She needs to take a nap. I don't know how somebody, you know what, maybe, no, I'm not going out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I have 5 pages worthy of things here that we are going to discuss together. And I also have an article that I wrote actually in 2021 that I'm going to be reading from, and we will talk. The third person joined and left. Okay. 5 minutes to the official start time, and I will be starting on time because I need to end on time as well today. For the two people that are here, this is an interactive live, so I will be talking. I'll be needing feedback from you as well. So if you can give us that attention, I would gladly, I would appreciate it. 4 minutes until our official start time. Hi, me and my cornrows. Why is this guy crying? Gosh. 4 minutes to our official start time. Did I already say that? I feel like I should pop in and say what's wrong with Miss Stacy, but on the other hand, saying me wouldn't make her any calmer. The one person that is here, I'm not sure who that is between Ukbeme and the Foodie Lounge. I hope you had a nice day. Today is Wednesday. I hope your week is going on well and everything is falling in pleasant places for you. Let me know in the comments, how is your week going? And I would like to tell you mine was going well until literally an hour ago. But it is well, the show must go on. Let me know how your week was going. 3 minutes until our official start time. Yes, my week is going on fabulously. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. God is working. It will continue to go well like that for the rest of the week and even the coming one. Oh, let's hope people are on time. I don't know if I should. Let me pop out a bit and send a little reminder again, okay? I'll be back until you started dropping cooking videos. Am I even cooking? Is it not, what's it called? Uh, just some shots eating like that. Meanwhile, did you join the workshop today and see the people who were spotlighted? They spotlighted 6 videos today and then I think 10 other creators. Oh, I saw one of the ladies who was spotlighted last week, how her channel blew up. She hit 10K, she hit 12K, now she's at 13.5K. It's like, that spotlight is good, though. It's giving visibility. Oh, why the vex? Why are you vexing? 2 minutes until our official start time. I feel like when it comes to the spotlight things, that sometimes I don't really understand what they're asking for, because they said filming flex and they also said what else did they say, a hoop or a trend or follow a trend. I don't know. It is well. Let me pop out it's almost 1 minute to the time. Hold on, let me pop out and come back in. Let me see. Live is about to start. Oh. I'm going to fix my mic in a minute. Hold on. I'm about to refresh. I try to check to see what's in it. Yeah, we're happy for them, but hey, I'm back. Hi, Temi, welcome. I think we're saying something. The second spotlight video that talked about his sound, when I even saw that shot in the group, I knew, I was like, okay, filming flexes, he's definitely flexing his filming. I've not checked the other 10 ones. I only saw the 6 that they showed us, and a couple of it there. I don't know, but like you said, let's be happy for them and keep it moving. And hopefully next week we hit it. This is start a conversation. I'm ready for that. Anyways, welcome Temi. How did your day go? I hope your day went well and your week has been going on well. Please, as you join this live, remember it is an interactive live. So drop a comment, let me know you are here, and let me know if we should give people 4 minutes before we start officially. We have an exhaustive topic to deal with today, so it's going to be a lot. I turned off the lights because someone said no lights, and brought it closer to my face. So let me know if you like this light. Ah, tell me you're a boss, so you say you didn't go to work because you didn't feel like it. I want to be like you. Hi, yeah, boss. You didn't go to work. I'm sure you sorted it out. I'm sure. But yeah, your boss. That's his boss doings. Ah, good to be here. Thank you, Matt, for the welcome. We will soon start in 3 minutes. We're just giving people, you know, 3 minutes to come in. That attendance form, I don't even know if people filled it the last time. Please send me the link, but that would mean I have to go back out and paste it. But let me know when you send me the link. I'll try to do that before people get here. Oh, we have more people joining. Please, as you join, this is an interactive live. Let me know in the comments that you're here and you're ready and you're geared up, and we will start in 3 minutes. The official start time was 19:20. That's 7:20. We're going to give people 5 minutes after that to join, and then we're starting. We do not like African time in this house. We like earliness. We like promptness. Thank you for everybody that has joined. I feel like my voice is being like calm, calm, calm. Let me know if the way I think I'm hearing it in my head is how I'm sounding to you. I feel like I'm being calm, and let me know if I'm sounding calm or I'm sounding delulu. uh, while you're doing that, telling me you're here in the comments, you can. I sound very relaxed. Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you. Okay, send the link to WhatsApp. My mic is going to go off for a second. I just want to see if I can post a comment here. Let me even figure out where to do that. Yeah, this thing has come again. More post comments. Okay, I've seen. My mic is going to go off for a second. I just want to post a link in the comments that I want everybody to feel, just to know that they're here. So please, yeah. All right, bye. Let us go to WhatsApp. Where is it? Copy. Hold on, I'm turning my mic back on. My mic should be back on now. If you can hear me, let me know. I have posted I have posted a link right now. Please just fill that form to let me know that you are here. It's on. Okay, my mic is on. All right, we're ready to start. If you are here, if you're one of the 6 people that is here and you want us to start without waiting for more people, I will need 6 different comments from people telling me, let's start. I can hear you clearly. Oh, Anne, thank you. Thank you for joining us. All right. I think I got 3. I need 3 more and then we can start. We're not waiting for any stragglers again. Let's go. Time is money, they say. I need 3. Okay, now 4 more. Let me know you're here and let me know that we are ready. We are not. Let's start. Okay. You know what? We're going to start. Yes, I've gotten 2. We're going to start. So, yeah. All right. So, again, Before we start, first of all, thank you for coming to this live. It is going to be an interactive live. That means as I'm speaking, if you hear something and you want to add something to it, drop it in the comments. I will circle back to it. And there will be a time where I will throw something to us for us to, talk. Because knowledge is not something that one person knows everything. We are definitely here to learn from each other, myself included. So this is an interactive live. Make use of your comment section. Find it and make use of it. All right. Okay. So the topic for today is boys will be boys. We all. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to. Okay. Why is it that I wanted to start? We now had four people, but it's fine. So the topic for today is boys will be boys. In the original article for this topic, I wrote, the original topic was boys will be boys, the downfall of today's men. But when I was thinking about this life, I was like, you know what, that sounds a little bit morbid. Let it be boys, boys will be boys, raising, the comments you saw, the description, it's in the description. Let it be that, because it's not about, I don't want to think about the downfall. I want to think about how can we all as a collective do better. So for my first subtitle here, I wrote boys will be boys. Let's talk about that saying. I believe everybody here, you've heard that saying, boys will be boys. So I'm going to read from an article I wrote, but we'll talk as I read. So, let the boys be boys. That's the statement our parents used when the boys were either playing rough or they were doing, one thing or the other, or they were fighting. They said boys will be boys. I actually went online and I checked. So boys will be boys is what we call an idiom. If you paid attention in English class and you knew that idiom, metaphor, kini kini, I did not, but I just know that I knew at least what an idiom means. So boys will be boys is an idiom. It is used to, this is direct from the internet. It is used to indicate, when something is not surprising or unusual, when men or boys behave in energetic, rough, or improper way. Example, curfew for boys are later and more lax for the girls. Now, boys will be boys is used to denote when a boy is doing something and they're like, if I want to use my language, they'll say, I wouldn't get it. Let him go. He's a boy. He's a boy. Is he rough housing? He's a boy. Let him go. And while I understand that sentiment, there can be dangers to that, and that is what we're going to talk about today. So now, there are many versions of boys will be boys. We have the one abroad they call locker room talk. It's just boys that are just talking amongst themselves, locker room talk. Or another one in our place where they'll say, it's boys. Boys are like that. That's how boys do, etc. Wherever you are from, you have heard a version of boys will be boys. Whatever your culture is, you've heard a version of boys will be boys. Ultimately, I said it's a statement that allows boys to act or talk in a certain way, usually a bad or improper way, on the grounds that they are boys. Now, something recently happened to me, as at the time I wrote this article, something recently happened to me and an issue was being addressed and a comment was made. Why would she even join them? Referring to a girl. We were talking about issues, some boys did something and a girl was involved. So I said, why would she even join them? Doesn't she know that she's a girl? At least the boy's head are stronger enough to handle it. And this was a bad thing everybody collectively did. In fact, the boy is more than the girl in question. But the way parents sat down to rationalize it was, at least the boys got a pass because they are boys and their head is stronger. And I sat down there thinking, I remember thinking, so we're going to sit down here, somehow make it seem better that the boys did that, because it's a worse crime if a girl did it compared to the boy. It didn't make sense to me. Both of them were wrong. Why are we giving the boy the excuse? I didn't say anything as at the time, but right there, I think I was honestly too shocked at the time to try to say, okay, why are you somehow giving the boys a pass and, making the girl seem like the bad person because she's a girl? But right from that point, it made me think about the lot of allowances that we make for boys. Earlier, I gave an example of curfew. You will know, let me know right now in your house. I know in your house, if you grow up with brothers or you grow up around cousins or, boys, basically, there are households where they will say, you're the boy is, let me say, 16. and the girl is, let me say, 18, they say the girl has to be back home by 8, but the boy can stay out till 10. Let me know if something like that happened where you were growing up. I said in the 80s and 90s, some African households didn't allow male children do anything in the kitchen because women are supposed to do that. I actually have a friend who was like, when they were growing up, their father, if he saw them in the kitchen, he will chase them out because what are you doing in the kitchen? As a result, he doesn't know how to cook. I do not know if the person has learned now. You know, it's like I'm saying, these things are small examples. Please let me know in the comments that you're hearing me and I'm not talking to myself. I haven't seen a comment in, okay, up till now, Seth. Exactly. Up till now, we still somehow do it. Anyway, we'll keep talking. We'll keep talking because there's a point I addressed the up till now as well. So boys weren't required to take part in household chores, especially the ones that involved cleaning, but their sisters would be punished if they do not. They can fight, they can get angry, they can break things, and the excuse is giving, let him go, he's a boy, that's how they are. Now, again, on social media, yeah, on social media, I saw a story where a 7-year-old girl, yes, please, the way I can relate to all of this. Yeah. I saw a story on social media where a 7-year-old girl, thank you, Anne, was punished because her 9-year-old brother finished eating and did not pick up his plate, and she was punished. Now, a situation like that, what it sends to the guy is that I can eat and I can drop my plate and my sister can pick it up. That's just how things are. Because I mean, they punished my sister for not picking up my plate, so it means I'm entitled to eat and drop my plate for another person to pick up. That is the kind of thing he's going to grow up with. That's the kind of boy you are raising. Now, I wrote here because it's important to be clear. I haven't even made it through my article, but I want to be clear at this point. Am I saying that the two genders are the same? No, I'm not saying that a boy and a girl is the same. Biologically, we are not the same in so many ways. The way we are made up, we are not the same. The only thing I see is if it's a boys only household, that's where they work. But you find out that sometimes, if it's in a boys only household, if they're opportunity to be in a kind of house that has helps, the helps will do everything. And I've seen boys only households where the mother does everything, the boys just their own is to run around. So it varies. Again, back to what I was saying, like, are the two genders the same? No, they're not the same. Biologically, we're not the same. The way we're made up, we're not the same. But in raising children, especially when you are raising especially in today's world, I do believe that they should be treated the same. They should be accorded the same respect. Because what happens when you constantly elevate one child because it's a boy, and seemingly because it's always unconscious, put down the other because it's a girl? You are telling the girl your worth will always be measured against that of this boy. And that's the message you're passing across. It might not have been your intention, but that's the message you're passing across. If you're just joining us, please let me know in the comments that you can hear me. All right, I'll go back to my article now. I said the boys are allowed to fight, to get angry, to break things, and the excuse is given, let him go, he is a boy. When they become teenagers and young adults, they are allowed to, same thing I was saying, I jumped even ahead, they are allowed to stay out longer because they are boys, while the girls are called in as soon as the sun sets. Now, there is a part of this that also, in terms of this coffee, that also says that the girls should come back in earlier because it's, hello, Chidinma, welcome. Because it's not safe for the girls. That I understand. That's not the instance I'm talking about here. All right. While I understand that girls, I'm jumping ahead of myself in this article. My very next statement was, while I understand that girls can be more vulnerable when it gets dark, that double standard gives the boys an entitlement mentality. It helps them, it tells them, because of my gender, I get a lot of leeways. A lot of leeways are afforded me, and this is a very wrong precedent to set. It's a very wrong precedent to set. Yes, please, there's a form check. I dropped a comment of an attendance form. Please, as you join, please look for that form and fill it. Thank you very much. This behavior of boys will be boys. Let them stay out later. The small girl who is 7 should wash and pick up after the boy who is 9, older than her. This has led to a generation of men that feel certain behaviors are normal. And can you blame them? Really? Can you blame them? If you grew up in a house where the girls were always made to even clean your room, fold your clothes, dress your bed, if you walk through life thinking that's how it should be, because nobody can really blame you, because that's what you were shown, that's what you were taught. Some men know, some men will not enter the kitchen because that's how they were raised. They can rage and storm because it's their given rights as men. They are allowed. Society definitely gives them a pass. All right. I don't know if we all remember when Donald Trump was contesting to be president, and a leaked conversation he had with Billy Bush came out, and they said locker room talk. The underlying issue, which was that kind of talk, was dismissed. Nobody cared. Now, politics aside, he was given a pass on account of boys will be boys. The American version, which is locker room talk, is just boys talking. You can't blame them. Yep, they were raised that way. That's why we have to do better. We have to do better. What that showed was that certain behaviors are not only allowed, they are rewarded. They are rewarded. Taking you back to this social media thing I said, if the boy saw the girl being beaten and him going scot-free, that's essentially a reward to him. So he's like, next time I can do it again and I can get another person beaten. It's a reward to him. You definitely didn't punish him, so there's no repercussions for him. And I said, anyway, we'll get to the end of that article later. Right now, if you're just joining, there's something I asked people to do. And I said, if you grow up with brothers or you grow up around cousins or around boys, let me know those things in your household that they did, giving preference to the boys. For instance, they'll say on Saturdays that the boys are not supposed to clean, that you're supposed to clean, or they didn't allow the boys to come up come into the kitchen. If you grew up around something like that, let me know in the comments. But if you also grew up where the boys were also allowed to work and do everything as the girls, let me also know in the comments. Yes, Ukpame, we cannot entirely blame them. Let me know in the comments, please. Now, my second subtitle to this was, what of the boys will be boys that are now men? This is where we're going to talk about this you cannot blame them part. And the boys, the boys that were raised as boys will be boys, let them rage, let them, be, I cannot pronounce that word now, let me not just try myself. What of those boys? Because those boys, 80s, 90s, they're now men. What of those boys? So, this is what we have to say to that. Those boys are now entitled. They don't believe in chores. They are in a society that already gives them excuse. So they are now walking around like it's my God-given right not to do certain things. Before we continue, Temioluwa says, my house wasn't like that. Everyone had kitchen duty and did everything. I'll change plugs in the generator and my brother will wash dishes or cook. Perfection. We have the last live we did, I said I didn't want to talk about gender rules, that those particular things that they keep only for boys. But in this case, I think we'll touch on it a little bit. Temi is saying she changed plugs in the generator, while the boys sometimes also did dishes. Everybody had kitchen duty. This is, in a perfect world, this is what would be obtainable. Because what that has helped them do is the boys know how to do things in the kitchen. Temi also knows how to change over crap, and the lights will not even switch, I'm going to assume. So in a perfect world, while we have those things, these boys that do certain things, girls that do certain things, in a perfect world, everybody should know how to do everything. Because when you go out there, sometimes you turn around, look around you, and there's no boy to help you change plug. And you see plug. So what next? Talking as somebody who doesn't know how to change plugs. But yeah, in a perfect world, I'm glad you had that example. So your brothers probably know how to cook now. It doesn't mean they have to cook all the time, but they know how to do it if they need to do. If life and death situation come, they can cook. If their wife is pregnant, they can cook for their wife. They don't have to try and say, mommy, come and cook and do that. They can do that. So that's a life skill. Yes, it's a weird system where certain behaviors are rewarding. All right. So back to what of the boys will be boys who are now men. I said they're entitled, they don't believe in chores, they live in a society that already gives them a pass. Then it is all of our places. You hear something, sorry, again I'm pausing. You hear something, like, that's my boy. Like, I have literally heard a man praise their child. for not knowing how to do something in the kitchen. That's my boy. I'm like, cooking is a life skill. Why are you praising this child for not having a life skill? But that's when a boy does something and they feel that that's that boy thing they should do. Like, that's my boy, very proud. But let's get into it because I don't want to really, digress. I said it is all of our places and gently as possible. In certain times where you see that entitled man who was raised in the boys will be boys, lingo, to call it out. Call it out when the other gender is marginalized in this. And most things, not just like in life skills, all those things we've mentioned, I've given you some of those examples. Those who will listen to you will listen. Those who will not listen will not listen. But you have to call it out. Like I said, call it out as gently as possible. In certain cases, I'll get to the other cases where I think gently should be thrown out of the window. But in certain cases, like we have said earlier, you can't really blame them because most of them grew up being made to feel entitled with these things. So you can't really blame them because that's what they grew up with. That's what they saw. That's what was modeled to them. So you have to be gentle in the calling out. It's just like maybe you're in a workplace. Let me give a workplace example. You're in a workplace and the female, I'm using my friend's example here. She's in a nice position, not a high position. She's in a nice position. But the boss, the higher boss, she's in a position that she should not be asked to do something like make coffee. But the higher boss will bypass the men who are not in a bigger position than her, like her, and ask her to go and warm his food in the microwave inside office. In a situation like that, you're in a professional setting and he's bypassing all the men who are lower in position than her to come to her who is higher in position to ask her to go to the kitchen and warm food for him in the office. In cases like that, that's where you are like, if you cannot call out your boss and you need your job, refrain or do not say I told you. But in cases like that, that's where a position where someone who is bigger than that boss that said you should go and warm food, man or woman, you say, why are you sending her to warm food? What happened to your secretary sitting right there? Is it because he's a man? Why are you saying, does being a man mean you cannot operate the microwave? So in cases like that, it's all of our places to gently call it out. Because if you do not call it out, like we said, so many of them do not know better. They think this is what should be. I'll pause to read some comments now. I know some of them that have grown up to be men. We are not proud of the olden lives. Honestly, men we are not proud of. Like, you just look at them and you wonder, who did this? Society, parenting, bringing up did this. Mine was quite rounded as well. I did not change generator plugs like Temi did, but I did know how to put on a generator. Nice. I see this thing at the workplace. They asked me to go to the admin block to pick fruits meant for everyone. I did it the first and second time. The third time, I deliberately avoided going. When I was asked, I asked them if I would be allowed to eat all the fruits alone or if we would all eat it. They got the message. Simple. Sometimes say, you know what? No, let some other person do it. You find in the workplace, they will seriously, all those quote unquote jobs that seem tied to food, they will always say it's the woman. I'm like, again, I'm not saying all genders are the same, but when you consistently accent certain people, certain things, you are trying to tell them this is where you fit in, this is where you are marginalizing them, whether you like it or not. Now, again, I'm not saying as a grown-up, maybe married woman, to expect your husband to clean Saturday. You say, this Saturday I'll clean, you will clean this Saturday. No, I'm not expecting you to expect that. I'm not expecting you to get up and say, because you should not do boys should be boys, that my husband should follow me and clean the house. No. My problem is not even in him getting up to clean up the house. My problem is in the thinking that he should not clean the house. I don't know if you understand the difference between not cleaning and actually thinking that you shouldn't clean. It's important we make that distinction. It's very, very important we make that distinction. I have found that it is that thinking that I should not do a certain thing. I found that that is the most destructive. Why? It is that thinking that gets passed down to your sons. and to other boys that they happen to come around them and they mentor. That thinking, I am not, because I am a man, I should not clean. Because I am a man, I should not do this and that. That thinking is worse than the actually doing. Oh. I said, it is that thinking that can make a man to be able to afford a washing machine, but he will not buy it because he says women use the wash in the hand, so you will wash with your hand. That thinking. I don't know if you've not seen it, but I have seen households where they can afford washing machines and they will not buy it because the woman of the house has to consistently wash with hand because that is what they should do. That thinking. And even if the clothes get as many as possible, as many as what, and you have a grown man in the house, no, the grown man cannot help because why? That thinking. I said, it is that thinking that will make a man come back from work at 5 p.m. and wait for the wife to come back at 9 p.m. before he eats dinner because the good Lord forbids that he enters the kitchen. He might combust. That thinking is what makes the constantly, like, if one time, while I understand that we are different, we are not the same. If one time you come back by 5, your wife is coming back by 9:10, and you are waiting before you eat, it's because of that thinking. It's not, sometimes it's not even because they can't cook. Sometimes they can even cook. But that thinking that tells them I have married, so why should my 2 feet be found inside the kitchen? That thinking, so they would rather stay there and not eat. So by the time you come back by that 9:10, the person has marinated in the anger. Before you know it, you are changing job, oh, because you have to have job that will make you come back by 4 when it's coming back by 5, so that things can balance. It doesn't matter if that your job is paying millions or paying house rent or paying children's school fee. No. Because Oga cannot warm water, he can warm water, but that thinking that tells him he should not cook now. Why should I cook? We even have boyfriends who have girlfriends. Immediately they have a girlfriend, they feel they shouldn't do anything again in the kitchen. And you see them talk among themselves. Your girl doesn't bring plates for you. You know that thing where you pack food, cook to the boyfriend. I didn't do it. Let's not leave that discussion and go and, if your girl know they cook bring for you, how, why you still they buy food? Your girl know they cook bring for you, because that thinking has told him I have a girlfriend. That means cooking is not, should not be found in me. This is the same boy that before he had the girlfriend, he was managing, Indomie, managing boiling yam here and there. Temi says it starts from the smallest things, like picking up after a primary school boy who throws his lunchbox. See? And school back on the floor while the sister is expected to pick it up and store it to a problem. The tiniest things. We have to check ourselves. Even within us, even within me speaking, it's there. The tiniest things, like the boy throws the school box and we say, it's a boy, it's okay. So the teacher goes and picks it up. The girl try it. You are a girl. Do you not know that you're supposed to keep your things in order? How? So is a boy not supposed to keep their things in order? Let's think about it. Because there's a boy, do we use reproductive organs to keep things in order? Do you understand? It starts from as small as that. So that what you're telling that primary school boy now is that throw your things anywhere. You are a boy, you're allowed to throw your things anywhere. You are a boy. So I said, you see a male colleague, a friend, walking around like his madness is a gift to the other person, and hence he can get to exert it to oppress the female, like the work example that we just mentioned. Call it out. Now, when if it's a, exactly, see, this is what I like to hear. This is why I said I want men in this live stream. Foodie Lounge, which I know is a man, he said, I had that kind of upbringing, but I am changing it for my boys. This is it too. Like I said, everybody had it. 98%, Temi and Ukweme aside, 98% of households, they did it like that. So if you knew better now, we should all do better for the next generation, because life is not like that again. It was even wrong back then. It's even worse now, right? Okay, I said in the case of this male, let me drink water, please. Sorry. I said in the case of this male friend or colleague, this is where that gentleness I spoke of earlier, maybe you throw it out. Because if you've seen this colleague consistently say, you go and warm the food now in the microwave, let everybody eat. The first time, the second time, the third time, you know, deserve gentleness again. It's okay. It's okay, Chidima. Thank you. Thank you. I understand. I know you. Yeah. This is where that gentleness I said earlier, you drop it. Because sometimes I saw something recently and they said sometimes you meet manners with manners. You get me? So you drop it and say, you, can you not? I have it. There's a language in my place. I'll say, is it that you use your thing to turn on the microwave? Can you not turn it on? We don't use that thing to turn on the microwave. So turn it on yourself. Because sometimes when you are gentle with certain people, they refuse to still, again, you're still exhibiting that gentleness that they accrue to women. So they refuse to see sense in what you're saying. So sometimes you change it and do the one that they understand. Those run back, those rough. You want to, no, please turn it on yourself. I can't be turning it on for you. Turn it on yourself. You can be, surely you can do it. Did they not teach you when you were growing up? They should have taught you. That one will enter. And I said here, very important, we touched on this earlier, that some men don't even realize it. Again, we cannot blame them because this is what we, the women, taught them. Women, now we do it. Now, because we are the ones. We are the ones who will say the girl child should go and wash plates while the boy child sits down to watch TV after they finish eating. I hope you know that. Sometimes it's not even the men in our lives that perpetuate it. It is us who will say the boy child should sweep and the girl child should sweep while the boy should go and watch TV. Feel, go to your room. In fact, go to your room. Don't even see how the whole broom. Right? The men do it, yes, but it's in our hands. If you make sure a thing of the house, it will become a thing of the house. When I say some men don't even realize it, I remember this story on Twitter, aka X, where a man tweeted it, and he was narrating how he talked when he spoke to a customer care, one of these network companies. So he was talking to customer care. You know how they can keep that call very long? He said the first person he had was a girl, and he was shouting and raising and raising and raising. And then when put him on hold, brought back another person, and it was a man. And he realized that his voice calmed. And after the whole thing, he now said, wow, even him that feels he's exposed, this is how he acts. Do you understand? That's an example of some men doing it and they don't even realize it. We've also seen so many examples how people who come on Twitter and they'll say how their Uber driver treated them as opposed to treated a man. The woman comes in, anyhow, the man comes in, they're a little bit more because they think there's something about them that makes them just a little bit more higher than you are. You don't really deserve the respect. You don't really deserve the respect. So some of them don't even realize that doing it, like that guy who made that Twitter account, he doesn't even realize it. He only came to that awareness after the call had ended, and then he said it out so that other people would see. Some genuinely, even us. As I'm talking to you, I'm thinking of instances where I have acted in that way without even realizing it. So I have to call myself to order as well. Everybody has to call themselves to order. Even as we are listening, think about situations where if you're a parent, where you have treated your boy a little bit better than just the way you've treated your girl, where you have excused your boy in a place where you would never think to excuse your girl, if where you are at workplace where you have downgraded that girl just to raise up that boy, the male colleague a little bit, but think about it. Think about it. So my next subtitle here I wrote is the future. I don't know if you can see that my handwriting is quite bad. I wrote the future. If we can move on, I think we can move on, yes. So I said, I know there is a sect that thinks, we have to deal with this because this is the issue. I know there's a sect, there's a particular people that think raising an aware man is a weakness. And all the ladies right now in this life, I'll need you to chime in here. That what I mean by an aware man is a man that can say, not even I'll help you in the kitchen. Oh, I can sit in the kitchen while you boil rice, or I can rinse while you wash, or I can start. Let me say you wanted to eat yam and stew for dinner, and you say, since you are not home, I can bring out the stew and keep let it thaw. Then should I start boiling the yam? I'll put salt back. A man that can say that. There's a particular group of people that think a man being that way is weakness, but as a woman, and I'll need all the women to chime in, I will tell you here that there is nothing more attractive than an aware man. There's nothing more attractive to me than a man who can help Do you know why it's even more attractive to me? It's even more attractive because that man could easily have decided not to help. That man already lives in a society that if you even complain outside that, oh, he didn't do this, he didn't do that, everybody will look at you as if you are the weird one because the society already thinks he shouldn't help you. So he's in the right by according to society standards. But there is something very attractive to the man, to me as a woman, to the man who does help. And if you're a woman here, let me know. Let me know when you scroll through Instagram. There's this particular account coming to mind now. He's a chef and he cooks. He does this series where he brings food to the wife. He brings food to the wife. And when I look at it, not like I want that, but I'm just there's just something attractive about that. That, oh, you are that in control in the kitchen. Wow. Thank you. Demi says, I say it again, an aware man is la hot. Like, I'm like, so you can be in the kitchen and you are that in control and you're cooking up these things. Wow, she's enjoying. And it's very funny because in as much as they claim the kitchen is the domain of the woman, most of the pronounced chefs you see that are in the high places are what? Men. Because when it comes to time to elevate them and put them in those high places, woman, back to you, the kitchen in your house. You cannot be in the kitchen on TV. Gordon Ramsay, da-da-da, and all that. That chef, someone said that he should get off IG because his wife was also on IG. I think I saw that comment. I wonder why. Anyway, I need more women that are here to chime in. There's something hot, actually attractive about a man who like say, you know what, I can do this one, chill. Stuff like that. There's just something hot. I would like to mention personal example right now, but let me leave myself out of it. So there's something attractive about a man who holds himself accountable. Says, oh, I did not know. I did not realize I will do better. You want to learn? Oh my God, you want to learn. Do you understand? There is something definitely attractive about that. And most importantly about this future, I said I have a son. And I always come back to that. I have a son. And I do not want him to grow up in a society that he sees men can do anything, get away with literal murder, and they get away with it just because they happen to be born with a reproductive organ that is different from that of a girl's. I do not want to raise a son I want to raise a son that will make things easier for his wife. I want to raise a son that will not feel like boiling rice is a privilege. If I boil rice for you today, pull out the red carpet, let me walk. I want to raise that kind of son. I want to raise a man whose society would call soft or simp. Have you come across this? A man loves up on his wife on Instagram or so, and everybody like, what is simp? He is simping. No, I actually like that simp because, and I'm going to read exactly what I wrote, because it actually takes real strength to choose to be and do different when you could have done the opposite and society will excuse you for it. I don't know if that sentence makes sense. It's actually a strength when you are everything is working for you. You can decide to be boys will be boys, do anyhow, talk anyhow, see anyhow, move anyhow, and society will like, I don't wouldn't in my language, I don't wouldn't yaka. He's a boy now, now. Okay, it's like this cheating thing. If you are married, they will always tell you the man can cheat, a man can. That's how men are. Like, who says so? Why is it? And dare you as a woman cheat? They will crucify you on in my place. We call it cross up boy. Why they will crucify you on a cross of cassava? Because how dare you? And you find out that the man who is shouting about it, the worst of the cheater, but you went out and you cheated. I've had this conversation with someone when I said, but why do we do this? Why do we say it's okay when the man cheats, and if a woman does it, we say it's not okay? This is what he told me. He told me because that's how society doesn't expect certain things from women. I'm like, okay, how about, hear me out. How about society expects good behavior from women and men? Because what he's trying to say is essentially that society expects women to be good, but when it comes to the man, they give them a pass. That's literally what he said, if I want to preach it. So how about we in a society in future expect everybody to do good things, not just one particular gender? Because I have the ability to be bad though. Again, I'm not bad because of how they brought me up. Not like I do not want to be bad or do not have that ability. So how about we start bringing up men or holding men accountable to the fact that you have to be good. I don't expect you to be bad because you're a boy. Does that make sense to us? It's time for comments, so because we have to now interact. Does that make sense to us? Why is that? Let me see if I, okay, I think I, oh, I just realized that I can highlight a comment like that. Hold on, I'm trying to go and highlight my, I'm trying to go and highlight the, what's it called? The link I posted so that everybody would keep seeing it. I hope everybody's seeing what I see. Okay, let me highlight that. Did it highlight? Yes. So if you see that if you see that link, please try and click it and fill that form. We lost a lot of people, but anyways. So the way I ended my article now was, I don't know what today's parents are doing about boys will be boys in raising their sons, but we should be very mindful of it, even with the little boys. We cannot turn out into the world men that feel entitled because of their gender. We simply cannot raise a boy child to believe his gender gives him a pass. I simply will not do it. I refuse to partake of it. I refuse to partake of it. I have been, oh, the link tells you filled it before. Oh, thank you. I have been, I think I'm happy with the fact that I seem to have raised a boy who is kind to people, even when people are bullies. Even though sometimes I tell him, if this particular bully you too much, look for something about it, do it back, because that one, you have to balance it. Balance it. But on a whole, I have raised a child who is kind. It's very important to be kind to people, not just to the men that you feel deserve kindness. So you have to be kind to everybody. I don't even want to use this thing that we always say to boys. You say, what if that was your sister? What if that was your cousin? I don't really like that thing, because I feel like that encourages them to think their own sisters are more important than other people's sisters. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not saying you shouldn't use it if you feel right, but I just personally feel I don't even want to say be when you deal with women, think about race. Not really. I refuse to raise a 20% boy and an 8% rat. No. We will not. We have to do better than our parents did. So I don't even tell him, think about what if that was your sister. No, because I feel like that makes your sister is not more important than other people's sister. So in general, man, female, you know, be kind to people. I want to raise a boy like that. I do not want to raise a boy that feels tomorrow the wife will now be coming to us. God forbid it will not be my child, but the wife will be coming to me to complain that he cannot boil water, he cannot do this, he cannot do that. I do not want to raise a boy like that. And I believe we should all hold ourselves, whether you are a parent or not. Let me make this clear. Whether you're a parent or not, you unintentionally can raise people by how you speak, by the people you have around you, the little children you have around you, even your male friends that are already grown. You can always still raise them by correcting them. A little push here, a little notch there. So that should also be our thinking. You shouldn't model that allowance we seem to give boys. Like, don't give them that excuse that they're boys. The original thumbnail I wanted to use for this live was, they wrote boys will be boys. They cancelled it out and they said boys will be held accountable the same way girls are. We have to hold each other accountable. We cannot say, he's a man, he can do that, because it encourages bad behavior. Tomorrow the child is now smoking and doing up and down, that be a nuisance to society. Because when he was a boy and he was jumping up and down and he carried the chair and was sitting on the TV, he said, it's okay. He's just a boy. They have all this excess energy. They have to spend it. It's okay. So now the boy is a teenager and the teenager is outside there fighting everybody. Because when he was breaking TV, you said it's a boy. He excess energy. Excess energy wants to fight somebody. Are you ready to go to police station? Because that's where it's leading you to. So I'm rounding up to this life. If we have any notes I still have some people here. If there are any notes, if there's something you want to share with us, let us know. If there's something you feel you have learned here today, let us also know so we talk about it, because I'm even wrapping up earlier than I wanted to wrap up, even though we'll make this into an hour. We'll make it into an hour. I can add more things. I don't think I finished what I wrote. So if you have something to say, if you're still here, or if you joined us late and you want a quick 2 minutes recap, let me know. But I don't want to see Temi only commenting. Some other person should comment. But Temi, thank you so much for making this interactive life interactive. And thank you to every other person who has dropped a comment as well. And all those who have not dropped a comment but are still here, thank you. So how do we wrap this up? I need a comment from someone that is not Temi so that we use and wrap it up. What have you learned here today? What are you going to do differently? Not just in raising your child, but in raising the people around you. Like I said, that's pseudo raising. What should we do to make our boys be men? For the boys that are growing up to be men, the number one thing I always feel is I tell my son to be kind to people. I said this earlier, but let me kind of break it down. I tell him to be kind to people. I tell him to treat people the way he would want to be treated. There's a lot of power in that statement. When you tell someone to treat people the way they should be treated, what you're telling that person is, if you do not want to, if you would not want another person to be sending you to the office kitchen to be the one microwaving, then don't be sending another person there. I teach him when it comes to girls. My son is only he's only 12, but when it comes to girls, I have taught him about consent, and I started with hugging. Said, if you hug somebody, funny enough, I said it's male or female. I always balance it. I said male or female. If you hug somebody and they said they don't like it, don't ask them why they don't like it. Don't frown that they don't like it. Say, okay, I'm sorry, I will not do it again, and don't do it again. That's how. I read a story just the other day on Instagram, and this father was writing how he feels very sad that his sister and the husband came to stay with them, and his 4-year-old kept saying, "Don't hug me, don't hug me," and the boy kept saying, "If I don't hug you, I'll take away the thing I gave to you," and kept trying to impose. And he felt it was somehow, so he gently called the man and spoke to the man, only for the man to take it the wrong way and say, "You are calling me a creep," and left. No. When people express boundaries, boys to men, making boys to men, when people express their boundaries, there's that thing about boys, men, that feel the need, they want to question why. I have the right to know why you are expressing that boundary. Why shouldn't I know? No. In making boys to men, teach them to respect boundaries. People's boundaries are people's boundaries. Now, if the person wants to tell you why they have the boundary, fine. If they don't want to tell you why they have the boundary, that is their own. And then, of course, when it now comes to actually raising the child, not raising the people around you now, the kitchen, like Temi said, she changed plugs, the brothers washed. Everybody should cook. Everybody should wash plates. Everybody should clean house. Everybody should clean outside the house as well. Not boys should clean outside, girls should clean inside. Everybody should do everything when it comes to raising. If you are giving coffee when they get to that age, if you are giving coffee, do not say your girl comes back by 8 o'clock and you shout that you were supposed to come by 7 and the boy strolls in by 10. No. Again, I take us back to what I said. I do realize that it is dangerous for girls when they are outside later. That's not the conversation we're talking about now. I'm talking about, we're facing a different angle now. It might, that being the case, but consistently giving them that free coffee. How do you even live in a house and there's a boy and there's a girl, and you give, the girl is 20 and the boy is 18, and you give the 18-year-old 10 o'clock coffee and you give the boy, the girl, 8 o'clock coffee just because it's dangerous outside? That is true, it's dangerous outside, but there's something in the boy that makes him feel superior to the girl, because after all, I can come home by 10. Try it, madam. You think you're 2 years older than me? Try coming back by 10 o'clock. You will hear me, because your own time is 8. So give them the same coffee when they do get to that age. Are you giving allowance? This allowance thing, this thing of boys and men. I grew up in a house where it was very, very funny. When my sister was going to school, They put her in a face me, I face you. And when the other boy, not my brother now, was going the same time, they were going to the same city. They put him in a self-contained because they said, he's a man, he needs to be comfortable. And I was like, what are you telling me? You're putting the girl in a face me and face you where she will be changing toilets, and then you're putting the boy in a self-con because he's a boy. It shouldn't even be in the reverse. Shouldn't you make her more comfortable and make him to fight with the world? If he's a boy, he's strong, right? So those are just the little examples. Temi raised up a little example of a boy tossing a lunchbox in school, and they pick it up, and if the girl tries it, in fact, you shouldn't even try it. Do not say certain things like, you're a boy, you should be cleaner. You're a girl, you should be cleaner. Does that mean the boy should be dirtier? Do you get? Those are the little ways you can pull out that inherent bias, because like I said, we all have it. You're a boy, you do the if you're a girl, you should be cleaner. Doesn't mean the boy shouldn't be cleaner. You're a girl, you should know how to do this. Doesn't mean the boy shouldn't know how to do this. Life skills is for everybody. Everybody should know how to do everything. Point blank period. I hope that answered that question. What should we do to make our boys men? If you have something else to contribute, please let me know. I see new people joining now just when we're rounding up. If you need a 2 minute recap, let me know. And if you're joining now, that person just went. If you're joining now, and okay, if you've never typed anything in this comment and you are here, tell me I have heard you in the comments now before we wrap this up. I want to go and let me drink water while I wait for the people who have never typed a comment here, except the ones who are engaged at work. I know that the Chidinma said that she was at work, but that she can't really participate. I know that boys should. Abasema, can you explain what you mean? Boys should not be socialized differently than girls. I know what I think you mean, but I'm not entirely sure. What do you mean by boys should not be socialized differently than men? It's just a quick. I think I know what you mean, but I want to be 100% sure. Just a quick, little explanation. What do you mean by boys should not be socialized differently than men? What could that mean? Let me know while I'm still waiting for Amma. If you're also here and you have never typed anything, say hello. Just tell me hello, or tell me that my lips look nice because I put on lip gloss. Okay. That's what exactly. That's what I thought you meant. Exactly. Boys. So we've dealt with this. Boys should not be. You should not do anything. But like, why? I've actually given it a lot of thought in any aspect of raising the child. What should be done differently based off of gender? In case like I said, I don't know anything. I started by saying I don't know anything. In case there's something I'm leaving out, let me know. If girls should learn to cook, boys should learn to cook too. If girls should learn how to clean a house, boys should learn how to clean a house. Temi says she changed plugs. I believe girls should change plugs. See this thing of changing plugs, girls should also know it. Changing tire. I've been stranded before in the road in night because I didn't know how to change tire. But I'm sure the boys were taught how to change tires. They taught them to drive. They taught them to change tire. So they expected me that I'll always have a damsel. No, that night I did not have anybody to help me. It's AKTC boss that stopped and helped me eventually. Now something else could have happened. So I feel everybody should teach everybody the same thing. Don't know if there's anything that we should do differently in raising. In fact, I think we should pay more attention to the boys these days because we have paid attention to the girl. We have paid attention to. Recently, the PRO of Delta State, police PRO of Delta State, said we should start paying attention the same way we are doing this girl child resource. This we should start doing it for the boy child because at the end of the day, these boys that you are protecting, that you are not allowing to do this, and then you are raising the girl child doing to be prim and proper. He will now still go and jam that boy that they did not teach things. And then what next? We now start giving the girl that was perfect in her raising headache. If you've never typed something in the comments, I know that all except Chidema who is working, I don't think I've seen everybody that I see in this live with their comments. Okay, I think I have, maybe I have. So let me know. We should end this now. right? We should end this live on that note. Let me know in one way, if you're still present here, let me know in one way you think you can do better. Not in raising now, in helping the people around you, the men around you, your male colleagues, your friends. Let me know one way, if you've heard one thing here today, one way that you can help do better in society. Do better for the men in society. Don't worry, we're talking about men today. Tomorrow we'll talk about women. Amen. Can you tell me one thing that you will do better in the comment section? Tell me one thing that you will do better in the comment section. I'll gently raise discussions about this and its consequences. Yes. Like I said, that gently part is important because someone, except in very rare cases like the case I said, most people will respond when you come at them gently, except, like I said again, if they need fire, you give them fire. After, you might have gently tried to raise it. So Temi says, I'll gently raise discussions about this and its consequences. It's just in a line here or there. Like I said, my friend, I talked about the cheating thing, and he said, we expect good behavior from women. So I'm like, so that means certain men, we don't expect good behavior from men? I know something like that will cause somebody to think, but why don't we expect that? Why should we? Why shouldn't we? Somebody who wants to be a critical thinker will try to reframe the way they see things. So Foodie Lounge said, I will create more awareness. Please do. As a parent, this is not. You find out that even in schools, they do it. Hey, there's a way. I don't even know how to air this. There's a way in when my son was still in primary school where they said there's a way they treated certain situations, and I knew it was just a matter of they did the girls different, they did the boys different. The way they did not sit right with me. So like, what inside here? You people are still trying to destroy the one I'm trying to do in the house. No, we shall not be doing that. Create more awareness. That is very good. Correct them in love when they act ignorant. Most don't know better. Yes, we talked about this earlier. You cannot. Some of them genuinely do not realize it. So you cannot start. That's why if I cycle back to the last life we have, I have a problem with certain people who call themselves feminists when they rage. I'm like, calm down, calm down. Some of these men do not know better. So when you are raging, you are causing them to be even more rigid in whatever you are trying to get them to change. They genuinely don't know better. So that gently correct, gently call out. It's important. That's what am I saying here, Matema. Correct them in love when they act ignorant. Most don't know better. You just have to correct them in love. It cannot be. You cannot match you can't change anything that way, so it has to be gentle. I think we'll end on this note. We will end on this note, and I hope we all took something with us. We will do better because we will raise a society that upholds men, holds men accountable by their action. We are not going to be part of that generation that gives excuses. Let them rage because they are men. I'm not. I've just been even giving small examples. People go as far as, if we want to talk about serious cases like rape, they go as far as giving men an allowance for rape. Yes, I have heard it. I don't know if you haven't. I have heard it. They give allowance for that because they are men, and I'm like, ha, these, no. Amma says, I also refuse to turn the other way when I see them behave crazy. Yep. I won't enable them with my silence, lest they take it as an endorsement. That's a good one. Like Temi said in her workplace, they say, do through. One day she said, you know what? Don't be silent about it. There's a way you can calmly speak up about this thing, and you don't need to look like a mad person. When you are silent, you further stamp your approval on that behavior. Whether you say you don't want to talk, I don't want a problem. Your I don't want problem means I understand the behavior. It is okay. It is allowed. You give them permission. You approve. You see instances where a man will say something like, but I did it with Madam and he didn't say anything now. That means I must have been right. No. Madam A did not want issue. Madam A was keeping quiet. But what you translated to Mr. B is that his behavior is totally, completely normal because we were keeping quiet. No, it is not normal. Do not look the other way when they behave, especially if you can speak. I'm not saying stop every random person on the road. To those ones, you can just okay, roll your eyes and pass. I'm talking about in families, extended families, in your workplace, among your friend groups. That's the one. Do not keep quiet about that because it is an endorsement that you are giving them. Okay? We are gonna end this live here. Thank you very much to everyone who has joined this live. I sincerely appreciate it, and I hope we all learned something, a thing or two about what we're talking about. I will see you in the next live. Can you tell me bye bye so that I can go, please? Tell me bye bye. Tell me bye bye. And if you joined from the beginning and you stayed to the end, I appreciate it. If you joined and you could not talk because of work, I appreciate it. If you joined, you came and you left, I still appreciate it. And if you commented, I appreciate it. Even if you didn't comment, I still appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'll be going now. I want one bye bye before I go. Let me hear that people have heard me. Let it not be like I left people rudely. I wish I could send a gif of myself dancing bye bye. Thank you so much. Thank you. See how I'm smiling. Thank you. I'll go now. I will see you some other time this week very soon. I have something cooking. Bye. Bye, Chidima. I don't want to go.